Hi, I'm Mo. I'm a newbie cash stuffer living at over 6,000 feet, and this is the Mountain Budget. Today's video is going to be another cash stuffing. We're working with, I believe, $708 today. I'm not going to count it just because my hand is still injured and I'm trying to reduce the amount of unnecessary movements, but I don't really have anything else to say in my intro, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the cash stuffing. I don't have anything definitively to unstuff today, but I am just gonna go check my wallet really quickly. Oh, actually I did see that in miscellaneous, I have some change of things that I like at the moment unstuffed. So I have 10, 20, $5, $35, $46 that I'm going to be taking back to the bank. So I'm just going to put that in there with the rest of my back to the bank funds. And now we can dive into the rest of the cash stuffing. All right, groceries this week is getting $100 because I am heading back to the mountains. And I haven't been home for quite a while, a lot longer than I was expecting. So I think that there are gonna be things in my fridge that have gone off. And so I'll need to throw them out as soon as I get back and restock. Spending money is getting $20 this week, and that's all that it has. Eating out is getting $50 this week for a total of 50, 100, and 20, and 40, and 50. I have $150 in eating out, which is absolutely fantastic. As I mentioned last week, I might have to be really relying on this money during my first few weeks of physical therapy, just because after I do a physical therapy session, my arm is really tired and I'm not sure how much energy I am gonna have to cook. So eating out might be the way we go. All right, tips is getting $20 this week, and even though I had wanted to break it up into two tens, I forgot to do that. So actually I can do it though, because I'm gonna take this 20 that was meant for it, that I when I was making my thing for the bank, the teller slip, I didn't account for the fact that I wanted this 20 to be broken up into smaller bills, so I just knocked for 20, but we're gonna go ahead and make change for it. And I'm actually gonna do, because I have 5 ones, I'm gonna do 2 5s, whoops, pardon me. I'm gonna do 2 5s and a 10, which obviously comes out to 20. And then that gives me a better range of cash, just depending on the situation. Because if I'm like at a coffee shop, I can throw a $1 into the little tip bucket. But you know, if I go out to eat to a restaurant, obviously the tips are gonna be slightly larger. So I believe we currently have $25 available in tips. Books is getting $10 this week, and that's all that it has. Oops. Coffee is also getting $10 this week, and it has 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, and 4, $34. A really decent amount. Yikes. Okay. Household items is fully funded for the month. Vehicle maintenance is getting a 20, which brings it to 60. Make sure these are all in the same space. They are. And as I noted, we had money in miscellaneous, but we emptied it out, and it's going theoretically back to the bank, but also, you know, makes change for myself and stuff like that. All right, that is the wallet fully stuffed for this week. We're going to put you off to the side like this. I actually don't think I need my calculator today, but it's always nice to have it on hand just because I think it's so pretty. All right, let's go into our giving binder. Nice. Fantastically done. Everything got knocked over. That's okay. Because look, now it's all fixed. All right, philanthropy is fully funded for the month. Project for Awesome is gonna get a 5. which has us at $100, $200, $300 in the bank, and then $5, $10, $15 in cash. We are slowing down on this one just because we're really approaching our budget. No, that's not the right word. My planned allotment for the year, and the Project for Awesome is happening in February, so I can kind of get away with doing $5 a week for the next little while. All right, the Y'all Squad is also getting 5, and it currently already has 5, so that's going to bring its total to $10. Kindness is getting 10 this week. Okay, so it has $100 in the bank, and then 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, so $200 total, if I counted that right, which I believe I did. I'm sorry if my phone is picking up the wind. I do have the window open, and it is such a lovely breezy day here. I'm not going to say it's an autumnal day because it is not, even though we are in mid-October, almost creeping into late October at this point. It is not an autumnal day. I'm in Texas, and woof, it's kind of roasting, honestly. All right, housekeeper tip is getting $25. Right, which brings us to 20, 40, 60, 5, 75. $75 for the housekeeper gratuity. Saving up for local art is getting a 20, which gives us $100 in the bank and $40 in cash. We did a little unstuffing of that last week as I bought some pieces at a Halloween market, and I showed them live. Not live, none of these videos are live, but if you missed that video and you're curious about what kind of local art I'm buying, I did show off a few of the pieces I purchased if you want to go check it out. All right, Mother's Day is getting its allotted $2 this week, and that is a total of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Right. Father's Day is not getting stuff this week, excuse me. And sibling birthday is getting $10 this week. Although I could unstuff from this because I did buy a gift. My sister has asked for babysitting for her for her birthday. And I was initially very hesitant to do this, but I found this really cute coupon book on Amazon full of fill in the blank coupons for babysitting and other services for new parents. And so I'm going to fill that out. It should be arriving today, so I'm going to try and fill it all out before I leave and wrap it because I'm leaving before my sister's birthday. So, all right. Oh, I didn't count how much sibling birthday has. It has $100, $200, $300 in the bank and $40 in cash, which is plenty, truly plenty. Dad birthday is not getting anything this week, and miscellaneous giving is getting $20. Which brings us to $200 in the bank and $40 in cash. And that is our giving binder. Oops. All right. Next is going to be the self binder, which is this one. And we're starting with wellness at $20. Let's take it out before we grab. There we go. So wellness right now has $100 and $200 in the bank, $20, $40, $60, $80 in cash. And self-care equipment is getting $10 this week. This is me saving up for a yoga mat, specifically a non-slip and anti-sweat yoga mat. And right now we have $100 in the bank and $30 in cash. Okay, the gym is empty, and I don't remember if this happened last week or the week before, but my gym envelope is empty because I got charged for my gym and we'd had enough money in it, so I took it out. So we're gonna put in another 30, and basically that's what we do. We're on like a 4-week rotation. It's $120 a month. Every week we put in 30, and the idea here is that I don't just spend it, because I was finding I was struggling. Oh, we're gonna let a car go past. I was finding that I was struggling to like not make that payment necessarily, but I definitely was, I don't know, spending this money before it was used for the gym. So that's why I'm taking it out, and it has its own envelope. All right, clothing is getting $20 this week, which brings its total to $40. Coup Decor is also getting $20 this week, which brings its total to $60. All right, Beauty is getting 10. Hair and Nails is getting 20, although I do need to unstuff this. I'll probably do an unstuffing soon because I did go and get my hair done. I didn't get it cut. I just got it shampooed and conditioned and like blown out, because with my hand, it's actually really tough to make my hair look nice. And I had a bunch of meetings and things like that, and I didn't want to go in with, you know, just kind of scraggly looking hair. So I went and got a blowout, and that brings our total to 50, 100, and 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. I have $180 in hair and nails, but with the understanding that I do need to unstuff it to pay myself back for a blowout. All right, and miscellaneous is getting $5. Hey, nope, there we go. All right. Oh my gosh, I have no idea why, but I am getting like 1,000 texts while filming this, and maybe I'm always getting 1,000 texts and I just never see it because I'm normally sitting down, but I'm doing this on like an end table, not even at a desk, because this room doesn't have a desk, and so I'm standing above my camera, my phone, and I can see all the text coming in, and I'm like, is this how it always is? I hope it's not shaking the camera each time a text comes in. All right, moving on to my future binder, which I believe is this brown one. Still getting used to it after having done a reorganization, and that's correct. This is my future binder. All right. Oy, maybe I should sit down. I'm tired and my arm hurts. Okay, my PT would have a conniption if she saw the way I was holding my arm and hands right now, but I'm just so tired. Okay, so foundation is fully funded for the month. Vacation also fully funded. Same with furniture. And vehicle maintenance long-term is getting $2 towards the AAA section. And we're just gonna put that in the back. And last time it really hurt putting this clip back on, just because I don't really have the strength or mobility. And who knows, maybe I've gotten a little better, but I'm not going to unclip it. We're gonna just count it like this. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13. And that is about right. Boy. All right, mom is fully funded. Taxes owed is taken care of. Business equipment is getting a 10. and it has $30. Saving up for a new computer. And I do technically have enough of a buffer and like a quote unquote emergency fund that if my computer does die, I could go ahead and get my new computer. But basically this is me saving up for one just to kind of not force me, but encourage me to not be useful or not be useful. That's so funny. Feels like a Freudian slip. It's a reminder to not be wasteful and get a new computer when my current computer is working fine. Now, my current computer isn't working great. It definitely has some performance issues and battery life issues, but it still is functional. It's still doing what I need it to do. And so this is just, I'm trying to encourage myself to use it for a little bit longer. You know, maybe see if I can make it last another year or so before I go out and get a new computer. But like I said, if it crashes, if it totally breaks down, I do have enough money in my emergency writing account and things like that where I could replace my computer if I needed to, which I feel so lucky and so grateful that I have all of that saved up. Oh, right. Pet care is getting, whoa. Oh, that makes so much more sense. I did a double take. I thought it said pet care is getting $90 this week, but that's my total budget for the month. It's getting $20 this week for a total of $60 in the envelope. And that is the future binder all done. Slide it in right there. All right, next is recreation, excuse me. All right, New Year's Eve has been fully funded. Hobbies is getting $10. Let's pulling out 10 right in here for a total of 20, 40, 55, and 60. Nice. Subscriptions is getting oh, I misread. So hobbies was supposed to get $5 and subscriptions was supposed to get 10. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the $5 into subscriptions because yeah, it's fine. I have a little bit of buffer in my subscriptions stuffing plan. So if it's not quite at the end of the month what I need it to be, that's okay, because it's a little bit more than I actually need it to be. My monthly budget is more than my monthly expenses on subscriptions. All right, Parks Pass is getting $2. And definitely needs to be condensed. Oh my goodness. All right, we've got 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. $20 into the Parks Pass. All right, winter recreation means ski season. I've seen a couple of ski resorts posting that they've gotten some feet of snow and they're also doing their snow making right now and should be open very soon, which is music to my ears. All right, winter ski season is getting its classic 50. Which brings us to $100, $200, $300, $400 in the bank, $450, $550 total, which is awesome. Because this is also going to be me saving up for next year's ski pass, which is quite an expense. And I'm also, I will say this, I'm gonna ask my physical therapist. I haven't had the bravery to ask yet. But I'm gonna ask my physical therapist if she thinks it's realistic that I'll actually be able to ski while going through this physical therapy. Because obviously skiing is a lot of leg work, but I'm also holding those poles and there's also a lot of impact. So Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because the pass that I'm on allows you to defer if you do get injured and you don't think you're going to ski a ton this season. You can defer it to the next year. And yeah, I might have to do that. I really don't want to do that though, because it's not even about skiing. I just love being on the mountain. Maybe I'll just go to mountains where you can ride the gondolas in a loop, and I'll just do that. And I'll write while I'm on the gondolas and spend the whole day technically on the mountain, but not do any skiing if I'm not allowed to. Well, if you've made it this far into the video, leave me a little, is there a skiing emoji? I think there is a skiing emoji. Leave me a little skiing emoji and tell me any sort of activity that would be very difficult for you to give up, even if your doctor told you you should. Like, I know for my grandfather, his answer would have been salt. Like, his doctors wanted him to give up salt for years and years, and he just was like, nah, man, I've reached a certain age and I'm not gonna live the rest of my life without salt. Sorry. So let me know. All right, Dungeons and Dragons is getting 2 this week. I believe that, yep, that's our last $2 budget for this week. So 50, 70, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $96. Just a couple weeks away from this envelope being technically fully funded. Oops. Oh, here we go. And miscellaneous general recreation is going to get a 10, which brings its total to 30. Pull this up because I have this feeling that I'm off camera because I've been like pulling it so much. I'm gonna die if like half of the video is the binders half off camera, like down here. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for this last binder just in case we have been slowly creeping off camera. I have enough energy to do one more. All right, so this is our home binder. So for cleaning, and this is separate. This is to pay for the service itself. The one that's in the giving envelope is to pay for gratuity, both from on a month-to-month basis and also as a wintertime bonus, because I really want to build a good and trusting relationship with the person who comes and helps me with my apartment. And I think that the best way of doing that is showing them like gratuity and, you know, just relaying to them how grateful you are for the help that they bring. All right, so for cleaning, it's getting $60. And because I had to cancel my cleaning this month because I was away for a lot longer than I was planned, I believe this now gets me well over, actually, yeah, wow, 100, 200, 310. I am now well over 1 month ahead in this envelope, which is fantastic because it means I don't really need to spend too much of my November budget on this envelope, so that frees me up. Groceries, this is just overflow. It doesn't get any from my weekly budget. Bathroom is getting 25. And it currently has 50, 70, 95, and 100. Just excellent. I still haven't figured out what my budget is for myself though for my bathroom decoration. So, but oh my gosh, what I do need is to buy some shower curtains. I know that for sure. Hello, car. Drive safely. All right, home decor. Nope, that's not home decor. That's organizing. Organizing is getting $5 this week for a total of 15. All right, hello. All right, home decor is getting 20 for a total of $60 this week, or in total. Entertaining is getting a 10 for a total of 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. holidays, the general holiday fund is getting $5 this week for a total of $15. I'm left with an unexpected 10. Let me scroll and see what I might have forgotten to stuff. Ah, I figured it out. I think. Wait, which one is this? This is recreation. Oh, I know what's messed up. It's because I don't have the envelope on me right now. Or the envelope's in my purse. Hold on 1 second. Huzzah! I have solved the mystery. I went to a Ren Fair last weekend. And it was in my purse. And Ren Fair is now empty because your girl spent a lot of money at the Ren Fair. But mainly it was on buying Christmas presents, so I could like pay myself back. But I also took out my Christmas envelope, so I think I actually took it out of the Christmas envelope when I was there, and then this envelope was mainly used for like food and drink and the ticket admission and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and put this back into recreation. That was so funny. I was like, what the heck? Why do I have a 10 left over? I counted beforehand and everything. That's because I was counting from my sheet, not from the actual binders. Okay, so it's meant to go just after Parks Pass. Okay, this is gonna be a challenge. Oh, okay, I could do it one-handed. That's good. Okay. All right. Okay, mostly a smooth sailing episode of the Mountain Budget with a little bit of car ambiance and a little mystery solved right there at the very end. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave me that comment about activities you shouldn't do, but you still do them anyway because you love them. And thank you so much for watching. This has been the Mountain Budget. I'm Mo, and now I have to go, but I so appreciate you more than you know. Bye.